you beautiful people out there. Okay, I know I've been missing for a while, and I thought I'd do a video for all of you who wondered maybe why I dropped off the face of the earth. Um, well, we got the sweet and sour sniffles over here, as Jericho Green would say. Um, and it was pretty rough. I will say that the kids, it was like headache. Our youngest threw up twice and was pretty much better the next day. And our 13-year-old was like really mild fever, kind of slept for a couple of days off and on, wasn't very sick. And our 10-year-old just had a headache. All of us lost our sense of taste and smell, which was really bizarre. And my husband had the worst of it. So we ended up getting in touch with an integrative doctor who put us on a vitamin regimen protocol, high dose vitamins, and he got a medication which many doctors apparently are not giving out. I'm sure many of you know which one out of the two. And so he was on that for 5 days. He also got some antibiotics because his fever was not going down after a week, so they wanted to ensure that no pneumonia was setting in. And so he was on that for 10 days, but he pretty much had a fever for almost 3 weeks, and shivering, sweats, shaking. We all lost our sense of taste and smell. He got his back before we did, but he was also sick 3 days before we got sick. So it was pretty rough. Not gonna lie and say that it was just like a head cold. I know there's a lot of people who have commented over the past year and a half that I've seen saying that, oh, it wasn't a big deal, it was just a head cold. And I was kind of thinking after we got this, maybe it was just a head cold, because we were sick for about 3 weeks, and I never in my entire life have ever been sick for 3 weeks with anything. I never get sick. We as a family never get sick. The amount of times we've had the flu I can count on one hand, and it never lasts more than 2 to 3 days. So that was what it was like for the kids, 2 to 3 days, and they were pretty much back to normal. Sense of taste and smell came back for all of us, I think maybe a week to 10 days. The kids say that theirs isn't back 100%. Mine's not really back 100%. I can taste and smell perfectly well, but it isn't as kind of, how would I say, not intricate. You know how when you smell a perfume, you can smell the different notes, lavender, vanilla. It's kind of like it's dulled certain aspects of that. But I'm just glad I can taste again and smell again, because that was really bizarre and probably gave me the most anxiety out of all of it. And I found that it wasn't necessarily the illness that gave me the anxiety. It was the thought of how long is this going to take to go away. After the first week, it was like, okay, when is this going to be better? And then 2 weeks, it was like, okay, now this is going on way too long, because I've heard from so many people that it was like, oh yeah, it was no big deal, and I was over it after a few days. I really wonder if those people even had it, because we for sure had it. We had every single symptom. And I never in my entire life of illnesses have ever lost my sense of taste and smell. So that was kind of the marker for us that we knew that it was probably the big C. So that's where we've been. I'm pretty much back to normal, except for residual anxiety over ever having to go through that again. And every little symptom of anything now that I feel kind of gives me anxiety over the thought of all of this stuff that I shouldn't have read that I read, talking about the long haulers. And, so my brain starts what ifing and going, oh, well, what if I end up being a long hauler? What if this little twitch or this little pain that I feel is from it in some way? And it's that annoyance of anxiety that tells you things that aren't true, that I've been dealing with mainly after the symptoms went away. So I would say to all of you out there, if you do get it, please get in touch with the frontline doctors or an integrative doctor day one if you can, and get a good protocol, because I've heard from a lot of people who didn't have any treatment that it lasted longer, and I've also heard from people who even had to go into the hospital that they're not allowing them to do the kind of protocol that's actually helping people. So I don't know if I'm going to get dinged for even saying any of this stuff, but we know how things are being censored these days. Keep yourself healthy, eat well, take good high-dose vitamins. We know that they're already saying that zinc, vitamin D, vitamin Bs, high-dose vitamin C, all of these things can help support your immune system. So that being said, I'm going to try and get back to it. I think one of the lingering effects that I've had from this has just been really, really severe fatigue. So we've been trying to get back outside and do short bike rides. My husband's still dealing with a cough and sort of like shortness of breath, but his pulse ox and everything are fine. So it's just basically, I think a lot of it was due to inactivity, because he sort of went down that rabbit hole of, I'm just going to have to stay in bed and just kind of ride this out, when what he should have been doing was trying to stay up and doing things as much as he could. So his cardio has gone way down, and it's definitely affected his ability to do the long bike rides. We used to do 8 miles pretty much every night. So we're only kind of halfway back to being able to do that, and it's still pretty tough for him. So it's not fake, like a lot of people seem to think that it doesn't even exist. It definitely exists, whatever it is. But it's definitely not something that has to take you out. So do your research into proper protocols, and keep yourself active, keep yourself doing things. And man, I hope all of you out there are doing well. I'm going to try and get back to doing some videos, but I don't know how long it's going to be before I don't know how long it's going to be before I get back into it. Hopefully soon. I'm starting to feel better and better. Every day is getting better. But yeah, it's been a month probably since we got it, and we're still not, we still feel a little off. So thank you for your patience, and I hope all of you are doing well. And if any of you have gotten this, I hope that you are attacking it and getting back to it and healing. Thanks to everybody out there. And I've probably lost a few subscribers. They are sitting there thinking that I just didn't want to do it anymore. But fact of the matter is, we went through a month of probably the hardest thing that we've gone through before as far as illnesses. The kids probably couldn't have cared less. But that's the way it should be. So peace to all of you, and keep yourselves well. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.